In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on March 1st, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best bet single picks, best bet parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Georgetown versus Creighton. A pair of programs from the Big East take the floor in search of a victory in the heart of the Cornhusker State. The Georgetown Hoyas are on the road as they make the trip east to take on the Creighton Blue Jays Wednesday night. Georgetown was pasted 88-68 by number 20 Providence at home Sunday, failing to cover the line as a 6.5-point underdog in their previous contest. Creighton was knocked off 79-67 on the road by Villanova, losing outright as a 2-point favorite in their previous contest Saturday. In the all-time series between the teams, the Blue Jays own a 13-9 advantage and have won the last 3 meetings. That includes a 63-53 road win in the first meeting this season, February 1st. The Hoyas of Georgetown might not have a lot of outright victories under their collective belts, but Georgetown hasn't thrown in the towel on the season, and it keeps showing up and playing hard down the stretch. The Hoyas were drilled at home by Providence last time out on Sunday, falling by 20, but it is still a very respectable 9-3 against the spread across the past 12 outings. That includes a 63-53 loss on its home court against Creighton on February 1st in D.C., hanging on for the cover as 13-point underdogs. As a double-digit dog, the Hoyas are a tremendous 7-1 against the spread in the past 8 when catching 10 or more points, again, including the first meeting with the Blue Jays. On the flip side, the Blue Jays of Creighton haven't been very good when laying double digits. Lately, the Jays haven't been very good against anybody either. Creighton was socked by Villanova and Philly by a 79-67 score last time out, and it has dropped 3 of the past 4 games, including its most recent home appearance against first-place Marquette. The Blue Jays are also struggling to grab covers, going 1-4 against the spread across the past 5 outings, and 2-7 against the spread in the previous 9 games overall. Creighton is 2-7 against the spread in the past 9 after a straight-up loss, and 2-7 against the spread in the previous 9 against teams with a losing record too. Georgetown isn't going to go to Omaha and win outright, but the Blue Jays aren't going to blow the doors off the Hoyas by 20 or more points either. So the Georgetown Hoyas to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Georgetown is 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 road games and 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 road games against a team with a home winning percentage above .600, while the over is 4-1 in their last 5 games following an against the spread loss. Creighton is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall and 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 games following a loss, while the under is 13-3-1 in their last 17 home games against a team with a losing road record. Chicago State versus Gonzaga. The number 10 Gonzaga Bulldogs will be hosting the Chicago State Cougars in the McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga recently elevated themselves to top of the West Coast Conference after St. Mary's lost their latest game. The Bulldogs are winners in their last 6 games and are looking to keep the momentum going into the March Madness tournament with a win in this upcoming matchup. Chicago State are winners in 6 of their last 7 games, but this challenge will be unlike anything they have faced all season. Chicago State is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 road games and 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games. The under is 11-5 in Chicago State's last 16 games. Gonzaga is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 home games and 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 Wednesday games. The over is 7-0 in Gonzaga's last 7 games. The Cougars of Chicago State have been a pretty awful basketball program in recent seasons, but head coach Gerald Gillian has turned things around in the Windy City. Chicago State has won 6 of its past 7 7 games overall, while cashing in 6 of the past 7 games overall with a spread. 2. Sure, wins against the likes of Hartford, the Citadel, and Coastal Carolina might not move the national needle, but the way this program has produced in recent seasons, it's quite impressive just the same. Chicago State is an impressive 7-1 against the spread across the past 8 games as a double-digit underdog. 2. Facing Gonzaga is a tall order and a major step up in competition. However, don't expect Gillian's Cougars to be phased, as it covered a similar 27.5-point number at Marquette earlier this season, while also losing by just 3 points at Minnesota in a near miss around the holidays. It wouldn't be surprising to see the Bulldogs of Gonzaga stepping out of West Coast Conference play to have a little bit of a hangover here. Gonzaga just won an emotional 77-68 game against fellow ranked West Coast Conference combatant St. Mary's in Spokane last time out, cashing as a 5.5-point favorite that avenged an earlier loss in overtime in Moraga on February 4th. Anyway, Gonzaga has won 6 in a row, scoring 88 or more points in 4 of the outings. This team can roll up big points, and that's a concern for Chicago State. But this isn't the Chicago State of the past, and it wouldn't be surprising to see the Cougars keep the Zags at least within 25 points, especially since it might benefit from the Bulldogs playing with a little less emotion after such a draining game in the outing previously. So the Chicago State to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Gonzaga averages nearly 90 points per game, and Chicago State has brought their average up to 70 points per contest. Chicago State has also averaged almost 90 points in their last 3 games. While I don't expect a similar result to occur against Gonzaga, the potential to score in bunches remains prevalent. It's hard to bet against a Gonzaga team shooting significantly over 50% from the field as a team, and I expect the number 1 offense in the country to showcase why they are deserving of a seed higher than number 3 in this matchup. Gonzaga has hit the over in their last 7 games, and Chicago State has hit the over in their last 4 games on the road versus a team with a winning record. Neither team relies on their defense to carry them, so I expect this game to be a shootout. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas versus TCU. The TCU Horned Frogs play host to the Texas Longhorns in an in-state showdown on Wednesday night between Big 12 foes. The Longhorns are coming in off a loss on the road over the weekend as they continue the road trip into Wednesday night. For TCU, they won in their own right on Saturday as they hope to carry that back home. In the first meeting between these two back in January, the Longhorns skirted by with a 4-point win, and the rematch expects to be a tight matchup as well. The Longhorns are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 road games. The Horned Frogs are 9-3-1 against the spread in their last 13 home games and 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games overall. The over is 14-6-1 in Longhorns' last 21 overall. The over is 6-2 in Horned Frogs' last 8 Wednesday games. The road team is 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 meetings. This might just mark the toughest contest on the slate, as Texas and TCU opened as a high-stakes pick-em spot. The Longhorns need to win this game in order to make this weekend's bout with Kansas for all the marbles in Austin, but they've noticeably struggled on the road this season. The Horned Frogs appear to have shaken off a 4-game skid, but the damage was done, and they also need a win here to strengthen their bubble case. TCU has turned things around due to the return of Mike Miles Jr., and I think they get up for this spoiler opportunity. Texas has been vulnerable on the road, and I like rolling with the hosts in this Big 12 matchup. So the TCU Horned Frogs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. We are full on expecting a track meet here, with a pair of teams ranking high in the Ken Palm tempo ratings. The Longhorns rank 66th in that department, and the Horned Frogs are 45th overall in tempo. They combined to put up 154 points when they first met back in January. Texas has put up 80 or more points in 3 of their last 6 games. TCU put up 83 in their last game, and 2 games prior to that put up 100 in regulation, so their offense can flow at any given moment. Together, these two teams have seen 32 of their games hit the over this season. The over is 4-0 in the Longhorns' last 4 Wednesday games, and is 4-1 in the Horned Frogs' last 5 games versus a team with a winning record. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.